All right, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, October 4th. Let's just jump right into it. The week just flew by, so let's hit another one. As you can tell, I have some very important guests in studio today, perhaps the most important guest we've ever had. Mozart, my buddy right here, doing a spectacular job. But why is Mozart here? That's what we're going to explain to you. We're going to tell you all about this amazing program going on here in Victoria. So without further ado, my friend, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you're representing.
So I'm William Myers, the event chairman for Victoria Duck Safari. This is our second event. This was a brainchild from the Victoria Symphony Fundraising Committee last year. Terry Murray was our board president. Of course, last year we had COVID, right? And so as a nonprofit, we're trying to have fundraisers, and you can't have a concert, right? You can't have people next to each other. You can't get anybody together. So how do you raise money? And Duck Safari was born out of being able to get everybody together when you couldn't get everybody together. And so it's essentially, it operates like a raffle. You adopt a duck. A duck goes into the Guadalupe River at Riverside on November 6th. And you get a chance to win this year $5,000. So that's kind of the story behind it. I would say the best part about the Victoria Duck Safari is we've got 28 participating nonprofits in Victoria County. And so I moved here, oh gosh, it's been 3 years ago now. And when I moved here, there just seemed like a lot of tension, right? You know, fundraisers are competing on each other. You got people competing for dollars, right? And having that unified effort as a community, I think, is a big thing that Victoria has, and it maybe just wasn't conveyed properly. And so being able to have 28 participating nonprofits that can all benefit from this, get exposure, get marketing, kind of hook all our horses to the same wagon, so to speak, I think is a big plus. And so how that gets back, how that money gets back to the nonprofits is through our Buck-a-Duck program. So if you go to victoriaducksafari.com, you can go click on Teams, and it drops down, and you can select any of the participating nonprofits, and we've got them all listed here. So, you know, if you selected Meals on Wheels, you can go to their page. It has a little bio of you know, their mission, their drive to better the community and be a force for good, and then a link to their website if you want to go check them out more. And then if you adopt 5 ducks through them, they get $5 back. And so, again, being able to kind of get everybody in the same room, pull the same direction has been a big plus and a big drive behind it.
No, a few things there to unpack. One, I think that's a phenomenal idea. You know, I know as a business owner, you know, or I don't want to say sadly, but all the time people knock on the door and they come in and it's like, hey, we need a donation for this, or can you support that? And you know, just about everybody wants to support everybody, but you can't do that. And one of the things that's sad is, you know, you start getting towards the end of the year, stuff like that, budgeting dollars are gone. And, oh man, I just gave it to this group, but I love this group. I didn't even know they were doing that. And,
right.
And I think that concept of, hey, let's put one umbrella out here and let's just slide everybody under this umbrella. I think that's phenomenal. One, there's power in numbers, you know, right. and you start expanding that base out and it's a whole lot wider and a whole lot more folks are covered. But then also, like, I like the community concept of this. I like the concept of, let's bring everybody in here instead of just one group trying to do this. Well, now you got, what, 28?
Yes.
28 organizations that are a part of this, and you know, 28 awesome organizations on top of that. What if and these things are $1 a piece per duck?
It's $5 per duck, and so there's a big cost structure associated with that. Like, so the symphony kind of bears all the weight of putting on the event, right? The volunteers, the cost to run the program, the website. We've got to rent. You know, last year we had
There's a lot involved.
There's a lot of costs that go with it, and
things.
so yes, it's $5 per duck. Now there's discount rates, right? So you can get packages as you increase.
So if I buy more, it costs a little bit less, basically.
Yeah,
is that kind of what you're getting at?
So if you know, you can get up to, I think it's 6 free ducks. If I have that right. I need to look at my
That's
my
all
spreadsheet.
right if you're a little off.
But you can go
up
to the website and it'll have all the discount rates. But yeah, it's really just kind of an exposure thing, right? And there's so many nonprofits that maybe people didn't know about. Mm-hmm. And so November 6th, it's in Riverside Park, at Grover's Bend, which most people don't know where that is. Last year we had people come out who've lived here for 30 years, and they were like, I had no idea this was here, right?
Sounds about like Victoria. Yep, understood.
Everyone's that way. But it's where Pebble Beach is. So basically, it's like the end of Riverside Park. So like, go to the river and just walk until you
can't go anymore.
Can't go anymore.
That makes sense to me.
But it gives us an opportunity to showcase the river, right? In Riverside, which is, when I moved here, that's the first thing I did, is I brought my running shoes and I went for a run in Riverside Park. And I was like, this place is awesome, And so being able to work with Parks and Rec, Explore Victoria, they've been huge advocates for us, being able to showcase the beauty of the city and the community, right? And what we have to offer. And a big part of that is nothing has to happen within the confines of Victoria. People can adopt ducks from Pennsylvania or Dubai or anywhere, right? And so it brings families in, it brings people who, maybe like me, who moved here and their family comes down and gets to see one of the most beautiful aspects of Victoria that they wouldn't have otherwise seen. And so, and same thing, winners can be anywhere. And then they can go in and, you don't have to be there to win, right? You don't have to buy a raffle ticket at the door and this sort of thing.
Let's skip over to the actual event. Let's talk about that. What is that going to look like? Do we get to go out and do you guys put the ducks in? Do we get to go out and can I throw my duck a little further than everybody else's duck to get a head start? Or how does this work?
Yeah, so we faced a lot of marketing challenges on the front end of this.
I can imagine.
Because it was our first time, so we didn't really know what we were doing.
There's a learning curve to this?
We were trying to sell something and we didn't really know what we were selling.
Understand that.
But so we have a big tagging party, and so that takes volunteers. So anybody who wants to volunteer to rip a bunch of barcodes off and put new barcodes on is great. But essentially there's a software, and so if Caleb Shaw goes in and adopts a duck, there will be a number. He's assigned a number, but it's not generated yet, right? Your name is in the database, your information, and then there's a bunch of floating numbers. And then right before the race, it allocates those numbers to individual adopters. And so even if you wanted to cheat, right, you kind of can't.
Well, I was kind of getting at how do I guarantee that I win this thing?
And so that unique barcode, right, just like a SKU on an inventory item, is linked to that duck that's in the pile of thousands of ducks. And so we dump them in Riverside Park. The General Land Office helps us out. Flow Paddle Company is a huge help in being able to corral these ducks downstream.
Keep them between the buoys.
And so, and then the General Land Office boom contains it. We get them all back out. A lot of volunteers. But so what it looks like is the day of, we've got food trucks, music. It's kind of a family fun day event. Parks and Rec is having their camp out that night. So Duck Safari starts at noon on November 6th. You can come get lunch at the food trucks. We'll have music going. All the nonprofits have the ability to have their tent and kind of give away stuff and showcase who they are. And then the banks of the river will be all cleared so you can stand and watch. The ducks go in the river at 2, and it's a short race. It's like 500 yards.
Okay.
And so it takes about 15 minutes. Last year we had 16,000, so it takes about 15 minutes for.
Wow.
And last year we had a big dump trailer, right? Like just dumped them all in.
And do it.
And so then we have a catchment device that catches the winning ducks. The first 12 ducks get prizes, and so we catch the winning ducks, and so everybody can see these are the ones who win, right?
Caleb's right in front. Yep, got it.
Yeah, and so then we have a big announcement of read out who the numbers, and then it's okay, Caleb won.
Yep, Caleb won.
Caleb won $5,000, right? And so that's pretty much what it looks like. And then Parks and Rec is going to have their camp out movie night right afterwards.
Awesome.
So people can, and it's all kind of be tied together. So ideally, it's just a fun family day in the park.
Outstanding. Well, what do you guys need the most? Do you need sponsors? Do you need, what is your greatest need right now?
Really just duck adoptions.
Okay.
And so I just drive people to go to victoriaducksafari.com, adopt a duck, and spend some time looking through all the nonprofits. I mean, there's people, there's organizations in this community that do incredible things and have a purpose behind what they do that a lot of people don't know about. And so, I represent the symphony, but there's, 28 of them in there that do wonderful things and hit a lot of people that, maybe maybe you have a child that's impacted by what that organization does, or a loved one of any sort. And so that, to me, is the impact, is just being able to adopt a duck and know that you have the ability to give back. But I think it'll be a fun day in the park, and if it rains or if we have a flood, we'll have a contingency plan,
Figure it out.
we can do things. You can put 20,000 ducks in a community swimming pool and pick the winners.
We'll figure it out. Absolutely.
So people worry, what's going to happen? We have contingency plans, but that's pretty much what it looks like.
One more time, date and time?
November 6th, starts at noon. The ducks go in they start the race at 2.
And how can they sponsor a duck?
Go to victoriaducksafari.com and scroll through and adopt a duck through any of your favorite nonprofits.
Outstanding. Thank you for being here, Mozart. I appreciate you, buddy. I wish my son was here. He loved Mozart. I appreciate them putting in the extra effort to be here to do this. Guys, that is 28 local groups here that could use your help. Go out and support them. There's power in numbers. There's power in community. Local taking care of local. Let's have a big showing. Go out and support them. We'll take a guess. How about me back up? We'll take a word from a sponsor and come back with our next guest. We'll be right back. Back, and I have some more all my guests are special. If you haven't figured it out, I like everybody and they're all special, but this young lady has been on before. The other one hasn't, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you what they're here for. So, young ladies, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let us know who you're here with.
So my name is Rhonda Reeder, and I'm with DeTar Hospital, and I'm the Director of Clinical Outreach, and I have been with DeTar for over a year now, but it's been a wonderful experience for me.
Outstanding. What about you, young lady?
I'm Jolene Balboa. I am the Director of Cardiovascular Services at DeTar, and I've been with DeTar for 26 years as a registered nurse. And we are working with the American Heart Association with our Heart Walk, and so Rhonda's going to tell us a little bit more about what our activities we are to raise money for it.
Great, great. Well, I see we got a couple different things here, so I'm excited. Let's talk about some of these.
So coming up, we have our trunk or treat that we're going to have out in the Detar Navarro parking lot. This event will be from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. So far, we've had about 30 people respond that they would like to be a part of the event. The event is free for the kiddos. Dress them up. We need some ghosts and goblins, of course.
Of course, of course.
And we will be passing out treats to these kiddos. And we're also going to have a dunking booth that you see on here. And
Watch out.
Our CEO, Bernard Leger, has so nicely
graciously volunteered,
yes.
huh? Was he volunteered or voluntold?
Well, it's kind of both.
Kind of both. I figured a little bit of that.
Yeah. So he will be sitting in that and dunking away for us. And we'll also be selling meals that night. We'll have hamburgers and hot dogs. And all of this money that we raised from the sales of the hot dogs and hamburgers is going back to our American Heart Association, which goes back to the Crossroads Heart Walk. So for the whole month of October, November, December, and January, we've got events coming up that we're going to be doing in the community to raise money for the teams that will eventually go to the walk. So you want to elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Well, let me get there real quick. So
Sure.
This is kind of a series then, leading up to where y'all are going to have something every month leading up to the event in February?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Outstanding. And so, but this first one, what are you guys needing out there? Are you needing more sponsors? Are you needing, what do we need for this first event to make sure that we've got for Trunk or Treat to make sure that we set you guys up for a huge turnout?
So we need some more vehicles and candy, and it can be a business, it can be just someone that loves Halloween. This is a safe event for kids because it's in a secluded area. You know, we planned the event and we did follow the COVID numbers, and as of last week, we're down below 200. So
Outstanding.
that's a very good thing. And people need some positive now. And DeTar, that's what we're working on, is positive and trying to get our employees, to have their spirits lifted now that we're coming over the
Well,
COVID.
and let me just stop real quick and tell you all thank you for your hard work, and those of all the healthcare personnel that during these trying times and during these COVID times. I know it's been a roller coaster, emotional, and just all over the place. And you guys have set the standard. You guys have set the bar. And just from a grateful community, before we go any further, to each and every one of you at DeTar and then at all the medical facilities we have here, we're just very grateful for you all and the frontline battles that you have fought for us and on our behalves. And so, thank you. Thank you. A very, very sincere thank you.
And thank you for saying thank you, because it does mean a lot to our staff.
Yes, ma'am.
That they're putting their lives in danger every day, just taking care, and they appreciate every little thing, all the food, all the little gifts they've gotten from all the community. They really appreciate that.
Well, we
Yes.
love them and we're grateful, and they've earned
you.
it. They've earned every bit of it. And so I have a deep admiration. Anytime I've ever been in the hospital or anything like that, I've always just been blown away with the care that I've received and the personalization behind it, and just I felt special every time I went, and so it was a good event. And I'm sorry for segueing out of there. I just wanted to make sure you all
Thank
knew
you.
that you were appreciated. And so so we need trunks. We need trunks
some
and
more
candy.
trunks.
And
Trunks
so
and candy.
good deal. And so this is our first event, October 19th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. DeTar parking lot, Dunkin' Booths, selling hamburgers and hot dogs. Leading up to the big main event coming up February 5th. Tell me about
For
it.
us, yes, we have Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk, February the 5th, which is our partnership with the American Heart Association. And all these proceeds are going to help fund the American Heart for research and all their community education that they do, because cardiovascular disease is #1 killer in the U.S. And we have to get that education out there to the community to improve that health. And we live in the great state of Texas, in South Texas, and we love all our good foods.
They may not have some tortillas and stuff. I came in here this morning. Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of those risk factors that we have that are in our community, we got to get that education out. And the American Heart works with that, and DeTar works with that. Our cardiac team at DeTar are on 24/7 to take care of our patients. And part of our education too is to help get that education out, to help patients and the community. How can they improve their heart? And just by walking and joining us with this heart walk, we'll do some.
Because right now, everybody, a lot of the focus is on COVID and vaccines and all
Right.
that, which it's been great that we have the medicines that we can do these things. But I would argue that also what sometimes gets lost in the whole deal is our everyday health and the decisions that we can make daily to set ourselves up for victory and success and a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
And I can speak for myself, who's kind of gone on the roller coaster of things where I went from being in shape to falling really far off that wagon and down a lot of health issues and all of that, and losing the weight and getting back into shape and all of that really, really helped. And and I would guess that right now, with everything going on in the world with viruses and all that, having a strong, healthy heart would be a good thing.
Yes,
and
definitely.
You're not going to go wrong by improving your heart health every day and your overall health to set yourself up, in case you can't get the vaccine, or even if you can, just to be stronger and better and all of that,
And what we tell our patients, we do education with our cardiac patients, you don't have to join a gym. Sorry, gyms, but you don't have to join a gym. By just walking 30 minutes every day in your neighborhood, and the weather is getting a lot nicer. Go in the evening and take a walk, even if you live out in the country, down your road and back. Just that 30 minutes of health walking and exercise can help your heart.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
just watching our little diet, we're seeing a lot more health conscious, food and choices that we're in restaurants. So that's also helped us out a lot.
That's great. And we will, as time goes on and each of these events come on, we want to have you come back and talk about each one of these leading up to this and getting there and making sure we support you on that. Circling back around real quick, I want to make sure we hammer October 19th, because this is our first one. Bring your candy, bring your trunk so you can put it in there so you can do it. Bring some money so you can buy some hamburgers, some hot dogs. What am I forgetting? Is there anything we're forgetting on that one?
So if you would like to be a part of the event, please reach out to me. I just want to make sure I have your space. My cell phone number is 361-827-6955. 6023. I would love to have you. You can join us on October the 19th. Call me that morning. I'll be glad to save you a spot. But this is just a great way for us to get our kiddos out and encourage families for a night of fun, and also just being able to provide for the American Heart Association as well.
And again, thank you for what all you all
Thank
have
you,
done
Raymond.
and taking care of our community. Guys, October 19th, 5:30 to 8, Detar Navarro parking lot, dunking booth, hamburgers, hot dogs, candy, fun. Make sure you get there, support them, and all leading up to the big event, February 5th, Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk. There we go. And there are sponsorship opportunities available, so make sure you reach out to these ladies. We will take a word from our sponsor and be back with our last guest right after this.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
Guys, we are back with our final guest. She is a dear friend of mine, but for those that don't know her, I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you who she is here with. So, boss lady, if you don't mind.
I'm Sara Byrd. I am a recreation coordinator over at Parks and Rec with the City of Victoria. I focus on community special events. Jenna Bothell over there focuses on programs. She's wonderful. We work really closely together. We're in that same office where we're constantly bouncing ideas off of each other, and we can do this and you can do that and we can do this together. So it's great. It's great. I've been loving it. I've been there for almost a month now, and just loving every minute. It's been fun. I'm just so excited. This job kind of found me, so I didn't go looking for this job, and was kind of sad to leave my former position with the VISD, and I really miss the people there, but I get to talk to them now because because it's a community job. So really
well, I can tell you're just completely miserable at your new spot and you hate your job. It's just
I
written
can't
all over
stop
your
smiling,
face. Yes,
so
that smile
awful.
is just a dead giveaway of how awful it is. So no, that's great, and it's neat when you get to find a job that you're passionate about, because then it's not work. You're just doing what you enjoy.
Or it finds you, in my case.
Even better. Even better. But on that note, you have some cool stuff coming up, one of which that I'm super excited about and I want to talk about because I liked these as a kid, and this was something that was really cool to me as a kid. And so I don't want to steal your thunder, but tell me about the Haunted.
The Haunted Drive-In Cinema, also a trunk or treat. So the trunk or treat will happen from 6:30 to 8. It's going to be at the community center, which is 2905 East North Street. Just to throw that address out there.
There it is.
It's on the flyer. But Friday, October 22nd, we wanted to do it on a Friday to give everybody that Friday feel of going to the movies. And everybody's Saturday is always full, but yeah, Friday nights are for the movies, and that's when everybody likes to do their movie night. And so come out and dress up. If you dress up, you'll get a ticket for a door prize. There's lots of great door prizes as well. One of them including, actually 4 of them. There's 4 different ways to win flow paddle kayaking trip.
Yeah, so Ashley McGee out there.
Yes,
they do a great
she's
job
wonderful,
at flow paddle.
and we work really closely with her, and they're just rocking and rolling over there at
they're
flow
great.
paddle.
They're great.
So we're going to be featuring one for the kids, and then a little bit later when the kids kind of start going to sleep, having their meltdown, so to speak. Meltdown 30, Jeepers Creepers will start. So 8 o'clock, Coco, Disney's Coco, and then 10 o'clock, Jeepers Creepers.
Nice. So it's a setup. Sorry, I get excited. I'm all excited about this. Is it an actual, are people going to be sitting in their vehicles?
Thank you for mentioning that. So there's going to be an area closer to the screen on the grass where people can set up their blankets and chairs and just whole picnic setup. And then there will be a barricade behind a road that goes on the side, because everything's happening on the side where the carnival normally happens.
Okay.
So the screen will be set up on the building, as far as we know, as far as the setup that we're trying to get up right now. We're trying trying to hang and get and set up a screen for the movies on the building, on the community center, and then people can watch it from there. And so yeah, there'll be an area where you can drive in on the grass and use our FM transmitter. We'll probably do a couple of tests because I know that it can be a little tricky with everyone's radio and everyone's system and different technology, and Lord knows that's always
somebody,
fun.
like, hypothetically, if I happen to have a system on my truck,
Yeah.
am I just going to be sitting there booming real good?
I think that you'll just be able to let everybody else hear the movie if they,
Yeah, maybe they come get in my truck and watch it. Yeah, hey,
can
there
come
you go.
hang out around your truck.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
no, FM transmitter so you can hear the movie in your car, and it's like your actual drive-in cinema. We want to make it as authentic as possible, and
I
just
can't
as
even
fun
tell
as
you
possible.
the last time. I mean, it's 30 years or so since
You
I've
know,
even.
they had one whenever Daniel and I, my husband, we lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and they had one there. And man, they had like a four screen setup, and you decided which one you wanted to go to. You hooked up your radio, and it was just the coolest experience. That was the first time I had ever been to a drive-in cinema, and it was a really neat experience. So I would love to bring that here to everyone and kind of experience that. We're trying to make the screen because later on we want to make the screen adaptable to a lot of different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in December, want to do some Christmas movie night out over at the Lee Tracy Park at their amphitheater. So we're trying to make it accessible so we can reuse this screen and really utilize it in many different ways for our community and for everyone to enjoy. Those outdoor movies are so fun in the fall and in the winter. This is the weather in South Texas.
When it finally gets
when it
below
finally
94
gets cooler,
degrees outside. And, yeah.
When it's really nice, so we can be outside and just enjoy that time together there, because in the summertime, we're at the beach or at the pool, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Don't catch me outside.
No, I'll be phoning that one in during the summer. But no, I think this is just a great idea, and again, for those that have never been to a drive-in movie, it's a whole different experience. I remember we had this old ghetto station wagon when we were kids, but the parentals would back that thing up, and we'd lay in the back, and
Lots of
we
room.
put our sleeping bag,
Lots
and
of
we were
fun.
so excited. It was so much fun, and then it was just. It was a good time, and it was
Yes.
something different.
Good family
and
fun.
Yeah, and you're not sitting in a little tiny theater chair and
Oh,
all
no,
that.
yeah.
I'm 6'1". I go sit in a theater, in a dark theater, and I fall asleep instantly.
Oh,
I
no.
sit down and
You
I'm
know,
out. My wife gets all
and-
mad at me.
And Victoria's Theater just got those brand new seats, and they're pretty nice. And
Are
I'm
they?
just,
I haven't been to movies in a long time.
Oh man, I just kind of sit in them, and they're nice.
Go right
They
to
lean
sleep.
back. I'm like, y'all are not helping the cause. But also wanted to throw out, we have some great sponsors
Yes.
that are really helping out and making this event really possible in a way that's not. I mean,
Because you can't just go out. For those that don't know, you can't just go show Disney's Coco or Jeepers
No, you
Creepers.
cannot.
Like, you have to go buy
You
the
have
right
to buy
show
the
these
right
movies.
to show
Yes.
the movie. And so really want to give a shout out to Compadres and Zaplat Group with Coldwell Banker.
Yeah.
Whenever because I'm new, I'm learning all these things about community events. I've thrown other events, but nothing like this stature. But I found out, of course, you have to do these movie rights, and they get up to like $300, $400, even $500, $600. And so I was like, let me make a few phone calls so we don't have to kill our budget. We can focus on other community events and really spread the love through our budget. But made a couple of phone calls, and Compadres will be sponsoring Disney's Coco, and Zaplat will be sponsoring Jeepers Creepers. And then, of course, we have Almui and TDCU. Almui Pediatrics is fairly new to our community, and they're just rocking and rolling, doing some wonderful things, and I'm just really grateful they're here. They're really sweet people, and TDCU is a wonderful company, and they called wanting to enter our trunk or treat, sign up for that. And we were talking, getting some conversation going, and they were like, well, is there anything else, that, sponsorships, y'all need anything? We got to talking. Almui Pediatrics is going to be sponsoring some yummy snacks, because we are going to have popcorn and soda, because you can't do movies without popcorn and soda. And so TDCU will be sponsoring soda, some cans, different variety of soda. And then Almui Pediatrics will be providing some popcorn and chips and things like that. And so for $1, you can get some popcorn and a soda, 50 cents. We just thought it was a perfect little,
That's
little way
awesome.
to do that.
And way to go, TDCU and Almui and Compadres and Jimmy and all. It's great that everybody steps up like that. Jimmy and Compadres, they'll do it. Jimmy's the second best real estate group in Victoria. Shaw Realty.
Oh,
Nah, Jimmy's awesome.
nice
And,
plug.
I had to get that. Jimmy, I love you. But no, all joking aside, thanks for doing it. That
Really
don't
just
have to
helping
chase.
out.
Yeah, you don't have to chase Jimmy to do stuff in this community. He's part of it, and he loves to give
One
back.
phone call for both. They
yeah,
were wonderful.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like they're great. I love working with them. We give each
Great
other a hard
people.
time, but I love them. And each of these sponsors, that's spectacular. This is Friday, October 22nd. The dress-up door prizes, and then it starts
6:30 trunk or
6:30.
treat.
That's what I was
8
looking
o'clock
for.
movie. Yeah.
Outstanding. And
Fun
so,
for all ages.
Yes, ma'am.
Come
and
on
then
out.
that leads us very quickly. Let's skip
Yeah,
over
no,
here.
just want to talk about, just make a plug really quick. We have a lot coming up. Of course, I know that the duck safari, they'll be on the same day as our movie camp out. So we have another movie situation going on. Not really sure what the movie's going to be yet. I'm sorry, there's going to be a flyer coming out. But November 6th, we have our movie camp out.
Howard the Duck for the Duck Day.
Huh?
Howard the Duck. You should do that.
Oh, Howard the
on
Duck.
The Howard the, on the Duck Safari.
That would be
I
kind
don't
of
even remember if that
fitting.
movie
I
was
don't
good
know.
or not.
I will throw out that idea at our meeting. But
it sucks. It didn't come from me.
yeah. No, I'm gonna say
I'm stuck with Howard the Duck.
You're
Yeah,
stuck
well,
with it.
okay.
No, and then we have Christmas coming up, and of course Christmas is a big deal. We have Christmas on the Square. We have our Christmas parade. So Christmas on the Square is December 3rd. Christmas parade is December 4th, and we're just getting that stuff rolling and trying to get everything. It takes permits, it takes sponsors, it takes all kinds of collaboration, and so trying to get that stuff rolling along and hammer down details and things like that. So.
What's the easiest way for people to contact you if they have questions or want to volunteer or sponsor or any of these great things?
So you can call Parks and Rec 361-485-3200. That's on here, or you can contact me at my email at sbyrd@victoriatx.gov. And so you can just ask me any questions. You can call, ask for me, ask for Kimberly Zegment. She is the assistant director. She has been guiding me along and helping me navigate through all of the ins and outs of throwing community events. They're wonderful there. We have a lot of new transitions, a lot of new people to Victoria in our Parks and Rec department, and it's really awesome. Jason Alfaro is doing a wonderful job leading everybody there as the director, and we have Brittany. I'm going to butcher her last name, Brittany Dworzniak, I believe it is. She's in charge of athletic events. We have TAF coming up in January. These huge TAF Winter Games going on. There is a lot going on in Victoria, and we're only getting the ball rolling on events coming up. Kind of stay plugged in. We have stuff happening in January, February, March, April. I'm trying to make it happen. I'm trying to make an event happen. We're trying to bring back life outside and together in community, and making memories, making those memories again here in Victoria. So.
Well, we appreciate your hard work, and we thank you for the passion you bring to the job. And make sure you come back and talk about all these events.
Yes.
We want to support them. We want to back you. Guys, The Haunted Drive-In. Go check it out one more time, Friday, October 22nd. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you go check out all these great events. Check out all these great organizations that need your sponsorships, and just be active, be part of the community, be part of serving and giving back. This is the time to do it. There's all sorts of people out there that need your help. Be a good neighbor, and we will see you at the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.